Now, leading the pack are the 1994 Olympic champions Oksana Grishuk and Evgeni Platov, who have fascinated the ice dance world by surviving a career-threatening injury, his divorce, her romantic liaison with a competitor, an international uproar over supposed illegal moves which led to judges' suspensions, and vacillation over whether or not to turn professional. They are one colorful couple, and they head a field which includes the brilliant newcomers Angelika, Krylova and Oleg Ovsyannikov, and the U.S. champions Renee, Roca and Gorsha. Now, Gorsha also happens to be Russian, but that's another story.
As is the increased prize money for International Skating Union events this season, this being the first, those still eligible for the Olympics can certainly make a very good living now. In the standings after original dance, no surprise, the Olympic and world champions in first, the Russian national champions in second, and the U.S. national champions of Renee, Roca and Gorsha in third. They had been partners off the ice. In fact, until last spring, they still want to skate together, but they decided it was time to break it off romantically.
I don't really know how married couples who work together all day long do it. I really don't understand, because it's 24 hours a day together. It's too much, I think, and it's sort of, it gets really stale. I don't know what it is. I just think it's kind of...
You're losing this part. You're losing that something...
I think it's kind of, you know, you have to have your own time and space sometimes.
Yeah.
And
no longer partners in life, but they seem very comfortable and content with their relationship both on and off the ice. Here are the two-time United States national champions, 32-year-old Renee Roca and 28-year-old Gorsha.
Now, their ice dance will be at jazz and blues numbers from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. The music, Fever, the instrumental version of the Peggy Lee classic. And this drop coming up, it's called the Bombs Away drop. Right there. To look for in this dance couple is the edging that they do, the upper body movement. Very good.
This arena has a lot of history. Unfortunately, not all of it is positive. You may remember it was back in 1994 after a practice session on this very ice during the U.S. National Championships that the attack on Nancy Kerrigan occurred. Most of the folks around here would rather forget that incident.
Harlem Nocturne. This entire program is based on the work of Hermes Pan, the MGM choreographer from the 1950s. Their tribute to his work.
You know, Renee Roca hails originally from Rochester, New York. Gorsha from Moscow. And is the only skater who has defected from the former Soviet Union to win a medal at a U.S. championship. They've twice won the gold medal. Gorsha defected in 1990, and he and the skaters he defected with ended up right here in Detroit. They were offered positions as coaches, so this is the city that certainly holds a special place in his heart. And he is still waiting for his U.S. citizenship to come through.
The fact that he didn't have U.S. citizenship and that she broke her wrist at the 1994 National Championships prevented them from competing in the 94 Winter Olympic Games. Remember one other thing. She won her first national title in 1986 with another skater, Donald Adair. Now, ice dancing has changed dramatically in the past decade, and she has spanned not only that long a period of time in ice dancing, but also the extraordinary changes in the sport. Amazing career. This program is extremely difficult. These dance steps look like fun and they look easy to do, but believe me, they're not. That's a tough number and very well done. They've performed it quite often, and I think this is probably one of the last times that we'll see it. Their new program, which will appear at the National Championships and hopefully for them at the World Championships coming up in Edmonton in March, will be unveiled shortly.
They've endured much adversity throughout the years, but they are on the same page now. Roca and Sir will be back with their scores in a moment. Roca, Gorsha, Sir of the United States for technical merit range from 5.2 to 5.4.
And I think that's typical judging.
And their marks for artistic impression, higher. 5.4s, a 5.5, and a couple of 5.6s. Up next are Oksana Grishuk and Evgeni Platov, the reigning Olympic and two-time world champions. Prestigious titles, but they're still relatively unknown. Even less known are newcomers Angelika, Krylova, and Oleg Ovsyannikov, who finished 5th at last year's Worlds. But these Russians share much more than just a quest to make a name for themselves. In 1994, the two teams left behind all that was familiar when they moved to America to train at the University of Delaware with their legendary coaches Natalia, Linichuk, and Gennadi, Karponosov. Here, these Russians enjoy a quality of life previously unknown to them.
3 years ago that we came to the United States and live here, have a great life, have a great practicing here, and the university give us free houses and we can buy nice cars.
Where are you going?
We're going Christiana Mall. Whatever we need, whatever you want to go to the shopping mall to get something, whatever we want to get. This is surprise us because we didn't even think about we can get this life like we have now.
Here we don't have any problem about food or, you know, dangerous situation or something. We feel like we're free here.
Totally different than being in Russia because, for example, if Evgeni will get his Lexus in Moscow, the mafia immediately will come to his home and to his car and took his own money. And
Just 1 second.
I don't know. It will be great if they won't kill him.
But the benefits of this new American life have not come without sacrifice.
When I first came here, first time I'm so excited when I'm here, you know, it's everything different, it's life is different, and I don't know, just after I think 1 month I'm homesick so bad, and until, I don't know, about 5-6 months I feel not so good.
It's difficult. I stay here and my wife stays there and we don't have any chance for like stay together because it's so difficult now in divorce, so kind of different and other bad points we have too.
So, far from home, these 4 individuals learn to come together as one family to reach their goals and ease the pain of their homesickness.
We will stay friends for a long time, but
Play Nintendo?
if we will
Play soccer?
go to party to New York.
Though these skaters compete for the same titles and share the ice in both practice and competition, some might expect animosity to dominate their relationship.
You know, if you practice the same ice and if you have friends like we have, it helps a lot.
Sometimes we help each other, and we, especially for us, our couple, we watch how skate Evgeni and Oksana.
And though no one can be certain what the future holds for these 4 friends, together they'll work as hard on achieving victory as they will on maintaining their friendship.
I think it's the most important to compete and stay a very good friend. We try to do this. We don't want to be separate.
The bonds have strengthened through the many sacrifices that these Russian couples have made throughout the years. Nowhere is it more evident than with the couple of Oksana Grishuk and Evgeni Platov, our current leaders. And Oksana told us that her name has been mispronounced and misspelled through the years. It is not Grishuk, but Grishuk. They're on their way to becoming household names.
Doesn't this couple have the perfect Russian look? Look at those long, slender legs, very thin, and a very wild dance. A Latin program chose the music because she's like it. A Latin temperament, tempestuous, fiery, sexy, full of pizzazz. As always, she chose the music, and he's not quite yet comfortable with it.
It has been some time since Evgeni Platov has been able to skate pain-free. Through much of 1995, he battled a knee injury, which kept him out of the European Championships and the Russian National Championships. And even with the pain, they went on to capture the 95 World Championships. But he has done a lot of rehabilitation on the knee, and it is much better at this point, which, along with Oksana's love of competition, may be why they have yet to turn professional, as most thought they would.
Look at how he gets her up there without raising his arms above his shoulder. After he's lifted her, he can raise his arms in any way that he likes. There's a rather frantic quality in their skating. The moves clearly delineated and very sharp, and also very flexible. This is the essence of her, right there. And living in the United States doesn't seem to have cramped her style.
Certainly has allowed for even more freedom of expression from Oksana Grishuk.
The program is a little bit sloppy. Remember, it's early in the year, and it's the first performance they've given of it, but it certainly shows the temperament that she's trying to convey.
In fact, Oksana told us earlier this week that because it is brand new, she expected it to be less than polished.
Quite perfect. I think this program shows that they just haven't had much time to work on it. A little bit rough around the edges, but you get the point of what they're trying to tell you.
Always expressive, always emotional, and always fun to watch. Oksana Grishuk and Evgeni Platov of Russia, the reigning world and Olympic champions. We'll find out what the judges thought of their program when we come back. Fed Skate America International, and a look at Grishuk and Platov.
And look at this lift where he doesn't raise his arms above his shoulder. He's not allowed to while lifting her. There he's not lifting her, so he can raise them. All of these moves are very complicated and very difficult. This doesn't happen easily. There it goes. Doesn't that tell you what the story is? This lady is a firecracker.
They started the program in first place and expect to stay there as they look at their marks for technical merit. 5.7s and 5.8s.
Those are very good marks. And whether or not Krylova and Ovsyannikov can pull up ahead of them remains to be seen.
For artistic impression, even better. 5.8s and 5.9s across the board. And now the other half of this Russian foursome that currently resides and trains at the University of Delaware, the reigning Russian national champions. They're currently in second place here, Angelika Krylova and Oleg Ovsyannikov.
The program based on Russian folklore music, Russian folk dancing.
Krylova and Ovsyannikov have only skated together for one season now, but it's been a very successful one, which included a third-place finish at the European Championships.
Now this is very much about an attempt at a Russian folk dance. The choreographer who worked with the Moiseyev Ballet worked with them on this program. But it seems to me that her intrinsic quality is a very Russian flavored quality, much more than a folk dance kind of quality.
Angelika and Oleg have moved to the United States, but those skaters who have stayed behind in the former Soviet Union must now deal with horrible training conditions. There are very few sufficient rinks in which to train, and those that are around, most have no heat.
And I think Krylova and Ovsyannikov, as well as Grishuk and Platov, are extremely grateful for the opportunity that they're getting at the University of Delaware. They've stated that many times. dance. Isn't she the quintessential Russian ice dancer?
Very much so.
5'7" in height to his 6 foot. Very pretty. The dance. Wonderfully Russian in feeling, even more than it is in folk dance feeling.
The Russian flair of Angelika, Krylova and Oleg Ovsyannikov.
And this slow motion shows their side-by-side steps, very fast, straightforward steps, backwards as well as forwards. It shows their security, their control, and the solidity that they have in their steps and moves. Very, very strong ice dance technique. Very wide. Really flinging arms around here.
They began their program in 2nd place, and the marks for technical merit for Krylova and Ovsyannikov range from 5.5 to 5.8.
And they're with their coaches, Natalia Linichuk and Gennadi Karponosov, who won the Olympics at Lake Placid in 1980.
And the marks for artistic impression, a bit higher, 5.7s and 5.8s.
And those marks holding them in 2nd place, but clearly not high enough to pull them up over Grishuk and Platov.
So the world and Olympic champions are our winners. Krylova and Ovsyannikov finished 2nd, then Roca and Sur, the Americans, in 3rd. And for Grishuk and Platov, the increased prize money, one of the byproducts of remaining eligible this season.
Oksana, I want to ask you about this development so far this year. You thought about turning pro last year. Are you happy you did not?
Yeah, I'm very happy because we had some problem with Evgeni's knee, but now it's getting much better, and we just love to skate in amateur.
Yeah, Evgeni, take care of the knee. How's it coming along? You had all the problems last year, still won a world championship.
It's not just last year. I had this problem maybe 4 years already, but last year was so terrible. Now it's much better. I did some treatment, and now it's much better. And we're so happy we can continue our amateur career. Just happy.
This program is so expressive, and you had some doubts, I understand, earlier. Did you feel like a Latin dancer on the ice tonight?
Yeah, actually after this competition, because it's the first competition, I feel audience, and I tried to be a Latin dancer. So it's better, yeah.
Thanks so much. Congratulations and the best of luck.